So Jeffrey Lurie has just decided who the starting quarterback is and didn't even allow the head coach, who told us in his only press conference that there's going to be a competition at every position. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have that tweet up?
Who? Me?
Yeah, from Mortensen.
Let me go get it. I just pulled on my laptop.
All right. Well, I thought you had it up there because there's no audio from it.
No, I didn't think there was audio, but hold on.
No, but now everybody is going crazy. And it is somewhat humorous to me because, again, this has been talked about at length. I mean, we've had John McMullen, Rob Motti, Jimmy Kemsky,
right?
People that cover this team. We've had people that cover the league that have all said Jeffrey Lurie over the past couple of years has been increasingly more and more hands-on.
Hands-on, yeah.
With everything. And now people are reacting today like, oh my God.
Like it's breaking news.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it reminds me of last night. There were people on Twitter reacting to a royal family of a country that birthed colonialism, that they could possibly have some sense or shred of bigotry existing inside the royal family. Oh,
right.
My God!
Breaking news.
Right.
Jeffrey Lurie has his hands on the team. What are we doing? He's been doing this for years. Where are you? Where you been?
And he's using Howie Roseman now as basically the punching bag for the fan base. Yeah, meanwhile, he's behind it, holding Howie up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, dumb move, beat Howie punch Howie in the jaw. It's the owner behind him.
Right. And that's poetic justice right there, man.
Joke.
I mean, if you look at it, Fly Eagles Fly Temple U says there is a video on it.
Oh, there's
video evidence.
What, of Mort?
Yeah, evidently that's what he says.
I have the tweet here. Eitan, I have the tweet.
Let's do it. Well, Fly Eagles Fly Temple U, do us a favor, and thanks to the Penguin AZ for keeping us up and running here. Nice little donation.
Appreciate that, bro.
Wow.
Fly Eagles Fly Temple U says that there is video for it, so we'll find it. But why don't you read the tweet first?
All right. It's a response to Les Bowen, actually, from Mort. Well, I saw this via Kemsky.
Okay.
His Twitter.
Why don't you give us the history? What's going on here?
All right. So this is just 2 hours ago. Les Bowen, at Les Bowen on Twitter, says, and it's blue check mark, says, great respect for at Mort report. But if the Eagles really are sure about Jalen Hurts going forward, that's a conclusion they have come to very, very recently. And I don't think he's produced any new tape to evaluate. Mortensen responded, I would not report the Eagles have internal unanimity on Hurts as QB1, but sources say the boss, Jeffrey Lurie, has instructed his group to prioritize making Hurts successful in 2021, as opposed to creating a true competition.
So Jeffrey Lurie has just decided who the starting quarterback is and didn't even allow the head coach, who told us in his only press conference that there's going to be a competition at every position. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Yeah. And basically, I guess that to tell me that they're not drafting a quarterback at number 6.
Yeah.
Okay?
I mean, that's wag the dog, man.
Right.
You know, shake and bake. See what's going over here,
shake.
And they do it over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You never let your right hand know what your left hand's doing. There's a bunch of smoke and mirrors going on right now. That you don't get good doing that. You don't become a good football team by going in and really going forward like that. I mean, everybody has to be on the same page. There's too many conflicting sources saying this and saying that for it all to be just lies. There has to be some type of unity between everybody in the organization. They have to know what's going on. Right. And you can see clearly the last 2 years that Doug didn't have a clue.
Right.
So there's no way that you can have a good organization with that. I can tell you right now, in the Steelers organization, the owner knows. The owner goes to the GM. The GM knows because the head coach knows, and it kind of sprinkled down to the guys on the team. That's why you didn't see a lot of this organization on the team. That's why they got guys out of there they let shipped out some really good players for acting crazy,
or just not wanting to pay them when they hit free agency.
Right, and they don't sugarcoat anything.
I'll read this, right? And didn't you read this, though? Yes, Jalen Hurts is the guy, Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles. Did you read that part from the tweet?
No.
Okay, so this is different. Thank you, Temple, or technically Tim. It's two different things on the stream versus Twitter. So thank you, Tim. This will add some context to it. And let's do this one more time. Why don't you just read that tweet between Jeffrey Lurie and Chris Mortensen, and we'll go from there, because basically the three of us were talking about now how this has become even more public, about how Jeffrey Lurie is even more hands-on, and we've been talking about this now for a while, and you have a team that's sat up there at number 6, and people are questioning what they may or may not do, and this provides some pretty good insight, as Barrett mentioned and Harry mentioned earlier in the hour.
All right, I just saw this through Jimmy Kempski because he responded to it. But I guess it began with Les Bowen from the Philadelphia Daily News, Philly.com, saying, great respect for @Mort Report. But if the Eagles really are sure about Jalen Hurts going forward, that's a conclusion they have come to very, very, very recently. And I don't think he's produced any new tape to evaluate. Mortensen then responded and said, I would not report the Eagles have internal unanimity on Hurts as QB1, but sources say the boss, Jeffrey Lurie, has instructed his group to prioritize making Hurts successful in 2021 as opposed to creating any true competition.
Here's where I'm conflicted. This is like a madman getting it right. This is a crazy man. This is whatever politician you hate, Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton. I don't care. It's the equivalent of that person doing something like passing a bill that even you can't hate. Like, I don't know what my head is going to explode. Jeffrey Lurie is actually doing something right. He's just going about it the completely wrong way, and that's having his hands all over it. But in the end, I want Jalen Hurts to just have this year to grow and succeed. I don't know what to say to that.
Succeed or fail. It's sort of like his year to see what he really is.
Yeah, it's like giving him a rope. Either you climb the rope and be successful, or you use the rope to hang yourself.
Right.
That's what it is. And that is a good idea. You don't know what you have in Jalen Hurts. You don't know because he had some BS out there. I mean, he had the worst offensive everything that you could possibly have his rookie year, going into a total cluster of weapons, offensive line, team dynamics, camaraderie. Can you imagine what it was being in that meeting room with Carson during that time period? And here he's the starter, and how people walk on eggshells in an organization around the two. I mean, that had to be the worst situation in the world. And I'll tell you what, the kid is doing everything right. He's going out. He's making sure that he's vibing with the city. He's doing the little things to make sure that he's going and being the guy that this city likes. And, give the kid a shot. I mean, at this point, if you go out and get you another quarterback, it will be another cluster of a season again, period, point blank.
Well, also, I mean, if Wilson, the kid from BYU, and Fields, and of course Lawrence, let's say they're all off the board at 6 anyway. What quarterback are you going to take? I'm not taking a kid from North Dakota State. I'm sorry, I'm not taking him at 6,
and not even because it's the school. It's we don't know anything about.
He's played like 15 games in college or whatever it is against Division I FCS competition.
Exactly,
right. And we just went through that.
Right.
Look, here's another thing too, and this is probably going to sound bad, but I don't even care anymore. I need to know that somebody who is running a football team, i.e. a quarterback, comes from an NFL surrounding. And I'm sorry, but I'm done with the 1AA or the small school. I don't care. Look, I don't care if you went to Kentucky and you played bad SEC football. You were in an environment that's conducive, that's able to transfer over more so to Philadelphia and the NFL. I can't deal with this anymore. I'm sorry. If they draft Trey Lance, then they draft Trey Lance, and I'll give him a shot, but I won't like it. And I'm done with small school leaders, right? Leaders. I need guys who have been in locker rooms.
Proven.
Yes, and it's known, Barrett, that 10 of these guys are going to move on to play in some sort of professional setting, and you already have that in there. That's what I need.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's the big thing right there. That's the earnest on what they need to do. They need to make sure that they're sure about what they've seen on tape. Make sure that they're sure what they've seen on tape, man.
Make sure that they're sure.
Yeah. I projected. I don't want to see some projecting. I want to see hardcore film and analysis and seeing what this kid has done against quality, big name athletics, man. I mean, that's the bottom line. You know, when you played at Alabama, you played against the best in the country.
And even then,
the rest of the country.
And even then, it's not a sure thing.
Right, exactly.
You know, especially at that position. You know, we've seen busts, left and right in the NFL draft that have come out of big conferences at that position, drafted way too high.
Yeah,
it's insane. And that's the thing too, where at least in some capacity, if you get beat up by them, look, it's no knock, right? But you guys weren't great. You guys weren't expected to win the national championship. But in the Big 12, you went up against teams that were. And even if you had 2 to 10 other guys on your team, depending on the year, Barrett, that went to the pros, you still played against it. You prepared to go up and
practice with it. Yeah.
Yes, everything pro. This is a leap, man. Like the Chip Kelly stuff, the Trey Lance stuff, or Carson Wentz, then Lance. No, not fair to Lance. He hasn't even been in the league yet. I'm over that, man. Give me proven people. All right, proven people.
Yeah, and that's it at the bottom line. That's it. You need to have guys you've seen them go against quality competition. I mean, I need that. I don't need even a San Diego State, a running back from San Diego State who's small. I want a guy that looks the part. Right. When he walks on the field, I want him to look like he's going to go out and kick some ass. Point blank.
Although that Marshall Faulk guy wasn't too bad. Just sticking up for San Diego State.
He wasn't 5'2" though. That's the problem. He wasn't 5'2". He was
the anomaly.
Yeah. I mean, give me somebody that looks like an NFL athlete. I'm tired of saying, guys that are, all right, I project. No, come on, man. I want to see somebody that went out there and choked somebody. I want to see that. I'm tired of it. Well, he might choke somebody. No, I just want to go a full-fledged choke. You know what I'm saying? Put his hands on somebody. Period, point blank.
All right, here is the cut. So thank you once again to our buddy here, Fly Eagles Fly Temple U on the stream. Here is the cut from this morning.
Okay.
On this, is Jalen Hurts the guy? How do you see this playing out?
Yes, Jalen Hurts is the guy. Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles, has basically sent the message to his personnel department and his general manager, Howie Roseman, that he wants to do everything he can to help Jalen Hurts be successful and not bring in somebody to compete for the job. Now, they have a new head coach, Nick Sirianni. He understands that's what the owner wants. What the owner wants, the owner gets. And I might remind people, though, on this one, last year, the owner was in favor of drafting Jalen Hurts. That created a ripple effect. But one thing that happened with the Eagles, which it screams to me why Jamar Chase should be in play for this pick, is that they did not stay true to their draft board. And their personnel department has a lot of Ozzie Newsome disciples from Baltimore. Ozzie always stays true to the draft board. Somehow they got off the draft board, and at number 21, they took Jalen Reagor, the wide receiver, instead of Justin Jefferson.
He hates to do it to us, but he did.
Now he's gone. Aton is gone, and our video ended. So that was Mort, I guess on an ESPN Sports Center special, talking about Jeffrey Lurie, and basically Jeffrey Lurie's telling them, Barrett, hey, don't draft a quarterback. Let's do everything we can this year to make it successful for Jalen Hurts.
Well, you have to.
All right, so real quick, I clicked off the wrong tab by accident. So I meant to click off Chris Mortensen and shut him up, but instead I shut myself up. But as I was saying real quick, because even though you guys, I was away from you, I was still on with the radio. So I don't know how you ended or reacted to that immediately. For me, I'm actually back to where I am now. It took Chris Mortensen from bringing me away from my head exploding to being back to where I am right now, because this is basically, all right, this is like one of these crazy kings in Game of Thrones where you're only alive because this guy woke up and he has a good day. He wakes up tomorrow, he's going to draft somebody else. Chris Mortensen just said that.
Wow, that's a great analogy, Eitan. Great analogy, because I'm thinking the same thing. He wakes up that day and said, all right, this is what's happening. And he just said it. Their draft board, they need to stay true to the draft board, and somehow they got off the draft board, and that's why we have chaos in the way that draft went.
Why did they get off?
Ozzie would have never done that.
No, because Ozzie would have told the owner, dude, sit down.
Right.
Sit down. They strapped Jerry Jones to a chair, allegedly, Harry.
Right. So you're saying they went off their draft board in round 1 with the wide receiver last year?
Yes.
Okay. So they instead of Jefferson, Rager. That's what they're saying.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's
all
no.
right. Well, we all wanted Jefferson.
Yes, and you see what happened to us. He didn't hate to do it to us. He just ripped us. He ripped everybody he played against.
Right.
Justin Jefferson was everything that I broke down when I talked about and gave analysis on.
Right.
And he showed that, this kid is going to be great. And also said, Jalen Rager, give him a chance, but he's going to have to grow a little bit as a wide receiver to get to a point where he's going to put up big numbers. He has that ability. He has that capability all day long. But until he learns what it is to be a pro and run routes like a pro, he didn't have and it's not to do anything with what his athletic talent is or anything. It has more to do with his development with a quarterback. He didn't have development as a quarterback. His quarterback sucked. Period.
So would Carson Wentz still be here if they drafted Jefferson like we all thought they should have in the first round?
And here's why. All right, actually, I'll tell you why when we come up in the break here. We got to wrap the hour coming up. I don't know what happened.
The middle.
I'm out on fishing in areas like.
Come on, bro. You're about to have a kid, and he's gonna want to go fishing. Uncle B can't take him fishing all the time. You got to learn to fish, bro.
It's a good point.
What do you mean it's a good point? My ability to father my child relies solely on taking him fishing?
Ask Mr. Predicto.
All right, what's the question for Mr. Predicto here?
About your ability to father a child.
Well, it has to be yes or no, okay?
Will your son want to go fishing?
Will my son, my boy, want to fish?
The signs say no.
Huh? Oh! That's it. I'm walking off the set like Maury. Boom, boom. I'm out.
Drop the mic.
See ya.
You're not capable of dropping the mic.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll roll with that Mr. Predict. This is my guy right here.
The Middle with Eitan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays. Weekdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.